Welcome to Shots from the Foul Line podcast, a metaphorical nod to both the game of basketball and the unpredictable nature of life. Join your hosts Vic and Dustin as they dive into their unique experiences, ideas, and philosophies while discussing a range of sports topics and storylines. Shots from the Foul Line reflects their journeys of taking life shots, one conversation at a time.
Awesome. Okay, so Shots from the Foul Line podcast. We're rolling on all cylinders now, man. I think we've got the technology figured out for the most part. They can see both of our beautiful mugs. We've got, we got the audio set up right finally. At least it sounds good on my end. Hopefully it'll come out well in the recording. So
it sounds good.
Hey, so where do you want to kick it off? I've got a few things I definitely think we can kind of talk through and talk about what's going on in sports. But where do you think we should start, Vic?
The college football first official rankings to come out. Come on, man.
Of course, you got to start with college football. All right, so your official rankings, you're not happy about it. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking, how does Notre Dame get up there ahead of some teams with a winning record? I mean, with some of them got one win, one loss, some of them got zero. But Notre Dame, come on, man.
So again, for the layman fan out there, the basic fan out there, help me understand this. So we're looking at the AP Top 25, right? Because the coaching poll is just the coaches poll. That's the one that does not count. It's the AP Top 25. Is that the one that we're worried about?
No. It's the one that just, you know how when the committee goes in and pick the teams? It's their first. It's the playoff, college football playoff official, their first poll as far as picked by the committee.
Right, but that's the AP, right? The Associated Press one?
I just can't figure out why and how Notre Dame got up there in front of some other teams.
Where do you have them in the ranking on what you're looking at? You have them at 10?
I wouldn't have them in the top. I mean, I don't know if I have them in the top 10, bro.
No, but is that what you're looking at? You have them at, they have them at number 10?
Yeah. No.
What do you have them at?
Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Probably like, I don't know, 15? I wouldn't put them in there.
Okay, yeah, so it is the AP Top 20. Okay, it's the AP Top 25. Okay, so, yeah, 10th. I mean, it's interesting because Oklahoma's 7-2. They've lost twice, and they're 11th. I mean, you got quite a few two-loss teams in the top 20.
That's what I'm saying.
Virginia, I see. That's one of my problems with this, right? Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, that's one problem I have with, I think, college rankings. It is a.
Sorry.
I'm sitting here saying we've got all our technology figured out, and are you good? You all squared away? So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a weird thing, right? So if you look at Notre Dame, you know, obviously they started the season off 0-2, and I think that's probably why they're where they're at. I mean, if they lost to two ranked teams, Miami was 10 and Texas A&M was 16, and they rattle off 6 wins.
Right.
To your point, only one of them was against a ranked team. So, yeah, it is weird. I mean, if you look at a team like Virginia, they've got a loss to an unranked team, and they've beat one ranked team. But their ranked team was higher than Notre Dame. So, I don't know, dude. It's a weird thing. I think when you get down to teams that are that close and, you know, you can't compare, like, who won. You know, if they both played this one team, who fared better, right? That's the biggest problem, I think, in college is you can't do that. So, yeah, it is a challenge. I mean, ideally, all you can really hope for in my mind is by the end of the season, they get it figured out. Even if along the way, to your point, it seems kind of weird and like, hey, how are teams settled the way they are? Like, perfect example, they gave Texas A&M, one person did, a first place vote over your Buckeyes. So it's like, really? What are they looking at?
Yeah, but did you see the bracket that the Ohio State, if it was in today? You see their bracket, bro?
No, I didn't even see what it would look like.
You see who was in there. They got Oregon, and they got Indiana on the other side of the bracket.
Well, they had to because it's top two teams.
Yeah, so they will have to meet in somebody, you know, if they got the semifinals.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I'm never too worried about it early on. I think, you know, especially because some of these teams, it comes down to their conference championships, right? I think that's really where the voting matters. That's where they really kind of compete against their own conference, shows what kind of caliber team they really have. And it's also end of the season, so it really is kind of a cap on what everybody's watched so far. So,
So do you think that it's gonna they're gonna increase it? Do you think they should the playoff system?
how many teams we got in there now? 12?
12.
I think 12 is good.
They're
You're
talking about
always going to have people in teams that feel left out. It is what it is. I mean, but that's the thing too. You look at March Madness, college basketball. You still have teams who think they should have got in and didn't, and you have people upset about a team not getting in. And that's 64 teams. So
right.
no matter how big of a size of field you have, not everybody's going to be happy, right?
Yeah, I mean that's true. Like I said, if you want to get 12, then they're gonna want yeah, then they get 16, then they will hey, who knows? Next day they're gonna want 20.
Yeah, there's no perfect system. I think this way they didn't like how it turned out last year because you had a couple teams win their conferences and suddenly they get a bye and then they get destroyed, right? I'm not gonna say which colleges those were, but
I
it
won't say that.
happens.
I won't say the issue.
It happens. We didn't get destroyed. We should have won that Texas game, but yeah. So I mean, it's kind of a crapshoot. Not everybody's gonna be happy with it. Ideally, you get half a dozen teams that are competitive, that are going to have good matchups, and at the end of the day, hopefully both teams that make the championship are worthy of that game, right?
Well, I mean, if you want the playoff, then just uh, whatever the final rankings are in the top 25, you take the 12 teams from there.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that. What's funny is I just say that usually you're going to have a competitive game in the championship, and no matter what bracket system we've had or how teams have been picked, we've had some blowouts in the championship, right? So even that's not a guarantee, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm like, man, first one's out. But I don't really like. I want to see them play the games. You can be ranked whatever you want to. If you don't win a championship, that's all it was, but just a ranking.
Oh, for sure. All right, so let's kind of talk what happened over the weekend because we went through all the matchups and well, there aren't really any clear, big opportunities for upsets. Oh my goodness, dude, college football, it gets you every time. You have these ridiculous upsets, and the funniest thing is I said, oh, well, what if Purdue beats Michigan? You're like, oh, that's not going to happen. That was close. That was really close to happening.
I didn't say it wasn't going to happen. But I'm saying that's what I'm trying to tell you. They're a better team than people think, and that's who Ohio State got.
Yeah. So
and Purdue.
So I get the idea that you're a little worried, but they're also 2-7, which is just crazy, right? A 2-7 team's competing almost beat Michigan. But again, USC almost lost. That would have been an upset. I mean, Utah over Cincinnati, I don't think it was an upset, but it was definitely an ass kicking. For both teams to be ranked that high and be that lopsided was pretty crazy. But again, good old who was it? NC State, dude. NC State took down Georgia Tech. I mean, dude, number eight team gets.
They didn't just take them down, bro. They took them out behind.
Dude, 48 points. Can you imagine being ranked 8th in the country and giving up 48 points to an unranked team? That's brutal.
They got taken out behind the woodshed.
Yeah. I mean, dude, Georgia almost lost. That was a close game. I think that went into the fourth quarter and they were losing. So they pulled off that one. Lucky for them because they would have dropped tremendously down the rankings.
Right.
But
one thing I say is what everybody is saying is Ohio State, they're playing great. They are. But if you notice something, the teams that they had, the game that they had against the ranked teams, except for Washington, they were close games. They were kind of struggling a little bit at the beginning. Texas had a good defense. They struggled a little bit with Illinois in the beginning. And like I said, they eventually, obviously, they got where they were going to be. But if you get a team, somebody playing hot, and you don't get a good start, like I said, hey, you know me, I believe Ohio State all the way.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how the teams end up performing. I think Texas Dude, that's a huge game for Texas. For them to beat Vanderbilt, they've got a good chance of actually creeping into the playoffs now, I think, with that win.
Yeah, what they with Vanderbilt is, you know, they said that I don't know, like they didn't start Vanderbilt didn't really start coming around to like toward the end of the game because they
Oh,
were
yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
so I'm thinking, what happened?
I don't know.
You
It's,
know, I'm
dude.
saying, what happened? What happened for 3.5 quarters? And
Yeah,
all of a sudden they try to come back at the end, but it was too late.
it's crazy, man. Well, okay, so let's do a better job this time. Let's take a look at some of these matchups. Anybody you think could be a big upset? Um, Anybody at all? 'Cause I mean, I was way off. I looked the last time. I was like, I don't really see anybody that could, have an easy case for this. But man, was I wrong?
Mm. So who you got? Who you think will be an upset?
Well, let's hope Penn State takes down Indiana. That would just be hysterical. But won't happen.
Ooh,
But you never know.
man, you know that'd be great.
It's not going to be an upset, but because BYU's still undefeated, Texas Tech, I think, will actually take them down. So we'll see how that plays out, but it'll be interesting.
So
Yeah, your team's going to, I don't want to jinx you, but dude, I'm not worried about Purdue at all for you guys.
oh, hey, Oregon and Minnesota. What do you think?
I mean, dude, you never know this day and age. I mean, they could definitely show up and put them down. I don't see anybody too worried. Yeah, I don't really see any other big matchups that I'd be too worried about. I mean, dude, Oregon, Iowa, actually.
When?
Huh?
This Saturday?
Yeah,
Oh,
Oregon,
and
Iowa. So
what is
Oregon's
that?
7-1. You got Iowa's 6-2, and it's in Iowa. So
Ooh,
that's
that's
not
gonna
a
be
huge upset because they're both ranked, but definitely could be a
that's gonna be a game right there,
yeah,
bro.
that could be a big one.
That's gonna be a game. I was like, shh.
But yeah, I don't see anything else. I think that'll be a good game, and the BYU should be a good game.
Good thing
Everything
about
else should be a
good thing about
blowout.
USC.
Against Northwestern.
Don't cut them short.
Like I said, I guess completely wrong last time, so I guess you never know, right? I guess that's
Yeah.
kind of the point. But
So you don't think Penn State has a shot against Indiana?
no, I do not. I mean,
They are playing at home, bro.
dude, we'll see.
Hey,
Here's
they hung with Ohio State for half, uh,
okay.
to halftime.
If they can run the ball well, and their running back's having a solid season, Penn State I think has a chance. But yeah, you're gonna expect Indiana to put up some points.
Of course.
I mean, I think what's their lowest 20 against Iowa, and that was a very close game, but they scored more than 50 the last two games. They scored, jeez, dude. I mean, again, Indiana State, but they beat them 73-0. Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about it. I don't think so. But again, you never know. That's one great thing about college football.
Right.
So we'll see. All right, so what I want to jump into, because it's over with, finally, the World Series.
Right.
Man, I'm telling you, and I said it before it started, this is where I love watching baseball. I just think the playoffs in baseball is just super exciting. It's entertaining. They're pulling out all stops. They're doing whatever they can to win. And this World Series was by far the most entertaining I've seen in a while. It goes into extra innings again. Smith freaking hits a home run in the top of the 11th. And then on top of all that, Blue Jays broken bat double play. I mean, how many times did you really even see that? A few times throughout the season. And that's how their season ends, dude. That was brutal.
But they had chances. I mean,
Yeah.
they had bases loaded,
Dude.
couple times, 2 or 3 times. They had base loaded with no outs.
That play at home was close.
It was.
I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, they almost won it there. They got him out at home. They pulled another double play. I mean, it was intense, but it was super exciting to watch. Yamamoto gets the MVP. He had an insane playoffs. He went 5-1 with a 1.45 ERA. That's ridiculous, dude.
That's a $120 million man right there.
Man, okay, so you bring it up. So here's the feedback that a lot of people had instantly as soon as the Dodgers won. All kinds of headlines. Dodgers are ruining baseball. So they win back to back, and of course, the whole reason why people say this because of the money they're paying their players.
Of course.
That basically they just bought a championship. And hey, the Diamondbacks did that. We got a lot of grief for how we won it, but again, we won it one time. We were a franchise team. We were new to the league. Yeah, we paid some veteran guys to come over to see if we could win, and we pulled it off. And we pulled it off with some people that were not high-paying caliber players, too. So we still had a combination in my mind. It wasn't what you see these teams are as now, right? It's not a Dodger or Yankee team. But, yeah, what's your take on that? Do you think that, because we talked a little bit about last time, adding some kind of a cap in there, do you think them winning back-to-back the way they did has a stain on the state of the baseball as we see it?
I mean, I do because I feel like that they have an advantage over everybody else because they can spend all the money they want and people can't compete with them.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially the small market teams, you can't compete with the Dodgers or the Yankees.
no.
They have endless money.
I mean, here's where I would challenge them, though, right? Because every sport you see this. I mean, geez, dude, Brock Purdy's a perfect example. You find the diamonds in the rough. You need to get better at that if you are a low-budget team and figure out how to do that more frequently.
Right.
And know that you're only going to have a 2 to 3 year window, right? Because people like Soto and people like the other guy in the Yankees who came from the Marlins. I mean, you're going to have Stanton. You're only going to have these guys for a couple of years until they want to get paid and they're going to leave. So I mean, I think that those teams do need to look at how they're trying to accomplish that, and I think it's possible.
Right.
It's not easy by any stretch of the imagination, but you do have teams pull that off. I think really, I mean, the Blue Jays had a high budget, but the people that got them there were people that they pulled from the farm system that they were nobody big. I think there were a couple of trades and they weren't doing great on their other team. So they were kind of an example of piecing together a team that can win it all.
Right.
Although they also had some high budget players on there.
Yeah, like Guerrero.
Yeah, well, he deserves the money. But yeah, you're still gonna have to have a couple of those guys. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know that it's necessarily, ruining the game. I think that it eliminates half the teams pretty early on in the season. I mean, it also goes back to my opinion on the season's too long. Like if you're going that long of a season. And it still comes down to the last game or two after that's 162 games. And you already know how many teams are out of it halfway through. Then, yeah, what was really crazy is, some Hall of Fame pitcher. Man, I can't think of his name. It wasn't Glavine or Maddox. Who was the other stud from the Braves?
Smoltz.
Smoltz. So Smoltz was talking about, that guy's a stick golfer too, by the way. He was talking about how they should set up basically two halves of the season are two different seasons. So the first half, you're pushing to make the playoffs, and the teams that finish in like the top two spots or something are automatically in. And then the second half, same thing. It would eliminate, I mean, it was more in depth than that, but it basically eliminates people throwing in the towel halfway through the season. It eliminates those teams who maybe have injuries early on and their players come back in the second half and they have a chance to. So I think that would be really smart. Instead of, changing how long the season is, changing the format of getting into the playoffs. If you split it up by basically two halves of a season and give opportunities across the entire season like that, that would be tremendous. I think that would solve a lot of problems.
Why? Because you're thinking about that Detroit Tiger collapse.
Well, yeah. So same thing, right? So like the Tigers. I hate to laugh. The Tigers would have made it the first half, right? And then they collapse and shit the bed. Yeah. So things like that, right? So at least then, Now, of course, the way they're slumping. No, the Mets. Actually, I think the Mets were even worse, weren't they?
Ooh.
The Mets were terrible. That was a huge. So
Now
that's the
you talking about
examples. They're at the top of the halfway point, great, and then they just take a huge nosedive and don't even make the playoffs.
you talking about the money. Look how much they paid Soto.
Oh, dude, stupid money. Yeah, I mean, and again, you pay these guys hundreds of millions of dollars, and there's no guarantee they're going to stay healthy. That's the other problem, of course. And I think there are so many different facets to a baseball game: pitching, relievers,
Right.
big hitters, people who get on base. That it is a lot harder for a small market team to piece together all those pieces. But yeah, I think they should definitely change the format of getting into the playoffs. I think his idea was ingenious. But yeah, hey, baseball's over. Dodgers won back to back. Okay, so here's a crazy stat. So I think there were like 7 teams that swept the NLCS or ALCS, and every team that did that lost the World Series. Dodgers were the first ones to actually sweep and then go on and win, and they were this close to losing that too. But pretty wild. I was just that was a crazy stat. Like you would think you're on firing on all cylinders, you sweep the NLCS or ALCS, and then you don't even win the World Series. Crazy.
I know, man. That's crazy.
I thought that was wild. So, hey, let's jump into the good old NFL. Trade deadline came and went. So let me start by saying this. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders finally getting the start. Awesome news. Even better, he's on a bye week, so he's got a full week to work with the first team offense. And then I look up who he plays when he comes back, and who is it? It's the Jets. And what do the Jets do? They traded away their defense. So, dude, if I was Shedeur Sanders, I'd be like, man, I better go 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, they get rid of their top cornerback. They get rid of one of their top linemen. They're just dumping players, and then they're swooping up all these first round picks, which great, I guess.
But they ain't doing no better.
Yeah,
They going to the Jets. I mean, the Jets just traded all their players to the Cowboys.
okay, so we'll definitely get to the Cowboys in a second because they crack me up too. But the Jets just trading away their defense, I thought was pretty crazy. Although again, they're getting a bunch of first round picks, so they're looking for, I guess, long term gains in a couple key areas. But Shedeur Sanders should be very thankful. He should be sending them a thank you note for that one. The Colts, the fact that the Colts, and they just got their ass kicked by the Steelers. The fact that they picked up Gardner at cornerback makes their defense even better. I was like, wow, this is a big. I thought it was a huge pickup for them. I mean, they're having a hell of a season. They had that kind of player on defense now. Dude, the Colts are going to be dangerous as the season goes on for sure. I thought that was a huge pickup.
So did you watch the Chiefs and Bills?
I did not get to watch it, but I did see the result, which of course I was happy about.
Right. You don't like Mahomes?
I can't stand the Chiefs, but the funniest win, of course, of all of the NFL were the Arizona Cardinals going into Dallas on Monday Night Football and whooping them up. I mean, they put a beat down on the Cowboys. And I think they put up 27 points, something like that. Bunch of turnovers.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
But they still had the blooper reel in there.
Oh, well. I mean, they've got.
No, I know you saw it when he picked the ball up and then dropped the ball, shot up in the air.
Yeah. I mean, they're still going to do some things, but hey, they pulled off a crazy win. I mean, here's the funny thing: is you mentioned the Cowboys. They suck. They're not playing well. They're losing games like this, and it's funny because everybody's looking at their potential to make the playoffs and like, well, clearly they got to win all these games, right? And there's Cardinals was one of them, and they got their ass handed to them. And then they go and they trade, give away a bunch of draft picks for some defensive players. I'm like, what are these guys doing?
But they need defense. Their defense suck, bro.
But what's the point of doing it now? You're not going to make the playoffs. Like, why give away that stuff now when your season's already over with? That is my point. Is I don't see. I don't know. I thought that was crazy. Like,
They go, hey, bro.
first round, second round picks for these guys. Like, come on.
They gonna prove you wrong, bro. They gonna come back.
Yeah,
hey,
sure they will.
hey, everybody that's listening and watching, if the Cowboys make the playoffs, you guys should think of something Dustin needs
I
to
will
do.
wear a cowboy jersey. My wife's got a jersey or hat or something. She's got a couple things in her closet. I might not be able to fit into them, but I'll wear some kind of cowboy gear for one of our recordings if they make the playoffs. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Yeah, there were nothing. I think those were the biggest pieces of news when it came to the trade deadline. To me, I thought the Niners were gonna pull the trigger on somebody. I really thought we were gonna try to help out on defense with all of our
I know.
injuries, but
I thought we was gonna do something. We didn't do. Didn't do nothing. They said,
yeah.
there was a report. They said they were trying to go get Max Crosby. No. Uh,
Yeah, they
Hendrick,
weren't going to get rid of Crosby. He's just too valuable to him.
Hendrickson. No.
Well, you saw what he got paid. I mean, geez. So yeah, I again, there were some wishful opportunities for us out there, but maybe they just want too much. Which I'll leave it to our ownership and our GM and all that stuff. They know what they're doing. They've put together a hell of a team. We just can't stay healthy.
Right.
But yeah, the idea that we didn't improve before the trade deadline is still disappointing. But I'll just, as a fan, I'll just say, hey, those teams wanted too much in return. So
They'll be here next. Hey, they'll be here not this Sunday. Next Sunday.
yeah, next Sunday. Yep, 16th. Yeah, we got the Rams, man. We got the Rams this weekend. Which, well, that's the thing, dude. So the Seahawks picked up a wide receiver at the trade deadline. Rams are looking solid. Cardinals come out of nowhere and win. I think they've got a new quarterback they're going to go with.
Yeah, Brissett.
Brissett's going to keep the job, I guarantee you. He's playing too well.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think that that's their way of getting rid of Murray?
I mean, he's definitely the type that'll be very disgruntled and will demand a trade if he doesn't get his starting role back. But they put him on the injured reserve. So at this point, we don't even know how long he's going to be out.
Well, I was reading. It says his foot injury takes anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks.
Right, and they said it's not season ending. So I can't imagine if Brissett takes them to the playoffs. There's no way they're going to bring him in. There's no way. That'd be dumb.
Why? They owe him too much money.
What does money have to do with it? It has nothing to do with winning. Dude, if Brissett plays well enough to get them in the playoffs, they're not going to sit him.
Plus, he has a no trade clause.
No, I'm saying he'll demand a trade if that happens. I don't.
You think so?
Yes, if he loses his starting role.
Yeah, but ain't nobody gonna eat that, dude. Who gonna eat his salary?
I didn't say anybody would want him. I'm saying he'll demand a trade.
That's what I'm saying. That salary he got, man.
But dude, there's no way. If Brissett goes 3-1 the next 4 weeks, let's just say he's out for 4 more weeks, and he goes like 3-1. No, there's no way. They're going to be right in the hunt for the playoffs. There's no way they're going to bench Brissett over Murray, dude. I mean, do we need to show that blooper reel again? Like that's what you want to put back out there? Come on. Right. I mean, now as a Niner fan and us having a ridiculously tough division, by all means, throw Kyler Murray back in there. And I hope they don't win the next 3 out of 4 games, but
they got to be. Hey, I'm saying, you ever notice when the Cardinals come here, they always play. When the Niners come here, they always play San Francisco tough here.
Oh, dude, all of our division games are tough. It doesn't matter. Yeah, home, away. They are always tough. We have a very tough division.
And think about it. The only reason why the Niners squeaked out the other game, you saw that, dude.
Yeah, well, we need those. That's that was the difference in our season this year than last year's. We lost all those really close games at the end of the game, right? Really close. This year, luck went kind of our way. We had a couple breaks toward the end of some of these games. We pulled off some wins, but our injuries are still just unbelievable, dude.
Terrible. They lost another defensive lineman.
Yeah, I know. Tore ACL, I think, right?
Yep.
Dude, I can't stand watching it. It's it's disheartening to say the least.
Did you see Robert? Did you see Robert Sala's face Sunday when he got hurt? He's like,
Yeah.
he like man.
I mean, like, what do you do? Like, and he's an awesome defensive coach. We were so excited to have him back, and I know he was excited to be back, and then he loses
His whole
his entire
yeah.
starting defensive team basically. But I mean, losing Bosa and Warner, dude, those are irreplaceable players on any team.
They
You have
realize,
both of them on your team and you lose them.
yep, they realize how valuable Warner is now that he's out.
Oh, everybody knew how valuable he is. He's going to go down as a Hall of Famer. I mean, if you looked at his stats, he's ridiculous. He's a beast.
After he can cover. Amy linebacker, I think they can cover like he can.
No. Oh, no. He plays that position at the highest level for sure. He's unbelievable. And again, he's the voice of the defense too, which is the biggest problem is he's making sure we don't screw up, which as soon as he went out that next couple series, they're running around like they don't know what they're doing, right? Like, oh, jeez.
So do you remember when we had Patrick Willis?
Dude, I was disappointed when he retired. I get it, dude. It's not an easy sport, especially when you're hitting people like that. But he was my favorite player by far. He was unbelievable.
Patrick Willis would light you up.
Oh my gosh,
Then you had Bowman on the other side.
Yeah.
Bowman. Oh.
Yeah, dude. Patrick Willis was
a beast.
Unbelievable. Yeah, for sure. Well, let's look into this week. We got I don't know, nothing too crazy in terms of matchups. Still blows my mind that the Ravens are 3-5. You know, everybody picked them to get to the Super Bowl. Well, everybody picked them to compete for the Super Bowl. And, 3-5. I get it. Jackson was out. But, dude, this is wild. 3-5. Again, the worst game to watch, Browns and Jets. I'll watch it just because I want to see Shedeur Sanders. But you got a 2-16 and a 1-17. Oh, let me talk to you about this because real fast, Patriots and Bucks. That should be the best game all week. I think that should be an exciting game. Did you know this? And I mean, again, this is just like I'll say it's hearsay, but they actually set up the schedule every year, designed so that every team has the highest probability of being 500 at halfway through the season. Did you know that?
I did not, but some of them started out below 500. So
but
at the beginning, of the
it
season.
just it makes sense. This whole thing is a business. They do not set the schedules up in a fair way. They do it because they want every team to have a chance halfway through the season to increase ticket sales and keep all the fans' interest there and keep attendance high. But that's their goal. When they create a schedule, their goal is to try to make every team have the highest chance of being 500 midway point. Crazy.
You ever notice one thing?
What's that?
What are two teams that play each other every year? Every year.
There's a couple. It's funny that you mentioned that because I think that historically the Thanksgiving Day game, like, dude, the Lions were horrible forever, and they always got that game. And now they're good, which is great, but they should have changed. They should have rotated that years ago when they had crappy games on Thanksgiving. Like, come on.
Right.
Really? Like, this is ridiculous. Which two teams are you thinking of?
Well, the Bills and the Chiefs. They play every year. If you look, some teams they might not play. Some teams may not play San Francisco for like 5 or 6 years or longer. But you got the Bills and the Chiefs play every year.
Yeah, it's funny how they do that, man. So, and I don't remember exactly how they do it, but they basically take. You've got 2 division games, right, for everybody in your division. Then they pair you up against another division, and you play one game against all of them. And then, to your point, they sprinkle in a couple matchups.
Yeah.
So the sprinkling in matchups are the ones you're thinking of, where they just always face off like
every year,
Chiefs and Bills. Yeah, I mean,
and Baltimore.
It's good. It's good TV. That's what the fans want to see. I want to see that. I want to see the top 2 teams play before the playoffs. And you don't always get to see that, but. Yeah, it is funny that you call that out because I didn't realize how strategic they were when they set up the schedule. I'm curious your thoughts on these international games. Do you think it's an unfair disadvantage to the teams that are forced to travel across the ocean.
I do. Think about it. They used to never have it. Then they used to have a couple. I think they have what 9 games so far this year, something like that.
And I think they're expanding even more. Like they have a huge push to be international, and I get it. I don't disagree with it. And you look at the attendance they have at these games; it's unbelievable. But yeah, like I don't know, man. You're kind of an employee, so you're kind of at the will of the league, right? And you want to see it grow, and you want all these things to benefit you. But at the end of the day, you're there to win. And the last thing you need to do is travel across the freaking Atlantic, 15 hours. I don't even know how long it is.
When you think about some of them teams that do it, there's some teams that go twice.
Yeah, dude, yeah. I was curious to know what your thoughts were because I would not be the happiest
Me either.
coach or GM if my team had to do that every year.
No, I'm saying I wouldn't either. I wouldn't be happy like that either, man. Think like I said, hey, okay, maybe once, okay, hey, we get to go play in Europe.
Yeah,
But we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back again during the season.
yeah. When you think about even like the little things like the food, the travel, the climate change, try not to get sick. I mean, just all the things. It would be crazy. Now, I'm sure the owners don't care because they're the ones that are making extra money because all this, right?
A lot of money.
But the players, the coaches, GM, even, I'd be like, ugh, let's.
Hey,
Mexico's down the street. Let's just do that one. let's keep it simple. Let's not go to Europe.
right.
And I think Europe's the big one, right? Because that's the one it's super long, and you're not always just going to get East Coast teams that have to go. You're going to
No.
get some other teams that are forced to cross the pond like that. So it's
You ever
interesting,
cro-
but it's growing. It's growing a lot. To your point.
you ever been across the pond?
I have not. No, the furthest I've gone is I think technically New York.
Well,
Yeah.
you ain't been out of the United States.
What's that?
You, you've never been out of the United States?
No, the furthest I've been east-wise.
Okay.
I've been down south a few times, but I've been to Belize a few times, and Jamaica and Dominican and all that, but not northeast far. No
Cool.
Europe, no Europe for me yet. I'll get a golf trip over there eventually.
I've been there. I love Germany.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
I would love to go for uh, Oktoberfest.
Oh yeah.
That would
In Munich.
be an
That's it.
incredible experience.
That's in Munich.
Yeah.
But see,
I've seen pictures of videos, and it's just like, wow.
I went there once when I was over there.
Yeah.
And you see they carry these big old beer steins,
Oh,
six.
dude,
Like,
I
dude,
bet.
I have like 6 at a time. Nah, bro.
Were you stationed in Germany then?
Mhm.
Yeah. So is that like your favorite place to be stationed?
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
So dude, there was you know, so I get to Germany. Quick story. I get there. I said, we all were on the other side of the world, and I see one of my friends from my neighborhood
No way.
in the bar.
That's insane. In a random bar in
Yeah.
Germany.
Yep. I walk in. I said, dude, I said, what are you doing? He goes, what are you doing here, bro?
That's
I said,
wild,
it
dude.
was.
That's
It was. I was like,
crazy.
wow. Yeah, but if you ever go there, wherever you go over there,
Yeah, I mean, Europe just in general, there's just so many beautiful places to visit. Like, it would actually be hard for me to only go there to play golf, because of course that's why I'd want to go there. But there's just so many places to visit. It'd be tough. Hey, I did have one thing I wanted to bring up because I was actually looking forward to the Jake Paul Davis fight. Even though Davis is like outsized tremendously, I thought he was gonna hopefully put a whooping on Paul, and it got canceled. It got canceled
yeah,
what, like 4 days before the event?
yeah, I saw that.
Now, trust me, I get it. I understand why, and I wouldn't want to have anything to do with somebody who's got those types of charges and allegations going against him. And he's had a history with those other thing, but it came up again, so I get it. But now I guess he's gonna fight freaking Nate Diaz again. So I don't know when. I don't think it's gonna be immediate, but I can't imagine he would just replace him like that.
But
I
bro,
mean, I guess he could, but
if Jake Paul, people say, oh, he's a pretty good. If they say he's a good boxer, so what I'm saying, if he's such a good boxer, stop fighting these old guys.
yeah, fight a real boxer.
Yeah, but fight somebody that's fighting like right now.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, Davis, Size-wise was my only concern. Like, that's a lot of size to give up. A lot of reach. I mean, that was a tough one. But he was a real fighter. He's a real boxer for sure. But that'd be an interesting one. You know what's crazy is they had another report come out about betting on MMA fights. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw they released a wrestler. They released one of the guys for that allegedly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, man, it's too widespread. It can touch every sport out there. I mean, when you got people betting on Little League World Series games, like, come on.
Bro, we already know about the UFC. We knew that before it came out. Remember the women fought
Oh,
twice?
jeez.
Yeah. So we know about that already.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know how they pick their judges, but again, the last thing I'd want to do in anything that's resembles a fight would be leave it up to 3 random people hoping they saw me beat the guy up, because
Or not.
I'd go for the
But
KO.
someone be like, hey, some of the referees be like, you judge, you be like, what fight were you guys watching?
Oh, no,
Because
100%.
it couldn't have been this one.
Yeah. No, I agree, dude. I agree.
I mean, if you got close fights all the way through, and all of a sudden, the end of it, they come
Yeah.
to the scorecards 115, 112, come on, 117. What were you watching?
It's not what we watch. That is for sure. It's infuriating most of the time. I agree.
Right. 100%.
All right, Vic. What else you got for us? Anything else you want to wrap it up?
Well, you know, who is your team? Who you think will win the NBA championship?
Really already?
Yeah, way too early.
Wow, you love these early picks.
Right.
Here we go. I'll just throw this out there, dude. Spurs are gonna run it the whole season. They're gonna kill everybody. They're gonna surprise and delight, and they're gonna win it all. You think? Spurs? I have no idea. It's so freaking early, and
the Suns took them down the other day.
You got to assume that there's going to be injuries later on in the season, right?
Bro, what's going on with the Suns?
I mean, dude, well, I've given up hope on the Suns. But hey, again, here's where I appreciate it, because I'm not a diehard Suns fan. So I appreciate when they don't play well, because then I can occasionally go to a game and it's not $10,000 for great seats. You know what I mean? Like if I was a Knicks fan or something like that, it'd be awful. Like I can't imagine how much it costs to go to a Knicks game and sit decent seats, right? Like, oh my goodness. So in that regard, I don't mind the Suns not being great, because then I can pick up a game, one game a season, not spend too much money, have fun, pick a good game to go see.
When you go to sporting events, when you go there, where do you like? Where would you prefer to be? Up top or lower level?
Oh, so I've had courtside seats once, and I've had like the boxes a few times at Suns games. And for basketball, God, that's actually a tough one. I think for basketball, gosh, man, it depends. It depends on what my diet looks like at the time, because being up in that box with all that food and those drinks, man, that's hard to pass up.
Right, yeah.
So it depends on what my diet's looking like. But courtside was awesome. I mean, it's just a different experience. It's not something like you'd ever experience anywhere else. So courtside's pretty awesome.
So what? Ask you this: what famous celebrity have you sat behind at one of the games? Have you ever sat behind any?
So I didn't sit behind anybody. I was right next to Bill Bellamy, funny enough, back in the day when he was huge, right?
Right.
That's the only celebrity I really remember being close to ever. Yeah.
When we went, I was sat behind Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, directly right behind him.
Really?
And his son had his son with him, and his son kept peeking over the seat. And Larry, he goes, leave that. He goes, will you leave that man alone?
That's funny. That's too funny. Yeah, I don't know. Would you rather have courtside, or would you rather be up in the box? For basketball, let's go with basketball.
Yeah.
Box?
I mean, courtside. I mean, if you think about courtside, is cool, but you can't. When you're up in the box, you can see you can see a lot more upstairs.
Well, yeah, you can either watch the game or you can watch the TV, or you can eat and you can drink. I mean,
Or you can do it all.
yeah, it is pretty awesome. Baseball wise, so I've never sat like near the dugouts or behind home plate or anything like that.
Really?
Um,
We went to the D-backs game. We was like sitting like at the dugout here. We were like two sections from you could see right the dugout.
so for that one, which one would you rather have? Would you rather be up close to there? Or would you rather be back in the box,
Right there.
down low?
Yeah.
Okay. Hockey, I'll say the box.
I can't say because I never, bro.
I know.
I never. That's why you said that.
We gotta get you to a hockey game, man.
Tucson. Tucson they have a hockey team.
I mean, like a NHL hockey game.
We're going to Cali.
Or Vegas. You can go to Vegas. And that's a fun one because the arena is right down on the strip. Like you enter through one of the hotels.
You enter through Park MGM.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole area over there is really cool. So, might have to get you to a Vegas one, dude. Might have to see
I love
that.
to see the Vegas Knights. So the A's are moving to Vegas officially. I wonder what was the name of the team going to be. I saw it. I saw what their stadium is going to look like.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
You know, it's funny. It still blows my mind that they run F1 there.
yeah.
Like just insane. And what's funny is,
It's coming up.
have you seen the movie F1 yet?
Yeah,
Dude, phenomenal movie, right? I thought it was great. Brad Pitt was talking about it, and he got to actually drive on several of those tracks. And he's like, Vegas, dude, just insane. Just the way it's set up, it's in the middle of the city. You're going through the strip area, like just wild.
So when we were there, they're actually putting their big grandstand. They're starting to put all that stuff together now.
I don't think a city or state could do something as bad as putting an F1 race in your downtown if you were a resident and had to work there. I would be infuriated if I was a resident working on the strip. I just anywhere near there, you'd be so inconvenienced. It'd be awful.
Yeah, and you know what they said? Because it said if you're around the strip area and you have higher rooms, they don't want you. They don't want you to be watching the race from your room.
Yeah, I
I'm
bet.
like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can control that for sure, guys. Right.
I'm gonna sit up here and watch the race, and I'm not gonna pay for it. I mean, I see it all corners, but I'm gonna sit here.
Oh, I'm sure
So
they'll make you pay for that room, though. I'm sure they'll increase that 10x. Jeez.
I can't do it. Oh my God. But bro, yeah. I mean, it's I mean, yeah. Sorry, folks. We kind of got off the rails.
No, that's the best part, man. Well, again, I will do it. If they make the playoffs, I will wear something Cowboy related, but I have no concerns at all. Not at all. Those trades that they made are not going to do enough. The NFC is too good. There's just too many good teams who are far ahead of them in the playoff race at this point. They would almost have to win out, I think, at this point.
So everybody out there that's listening or will listen, I want you guys to think about something that y'all can do besides this cowboy hat that my buddy Dustin can do. Because
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. You don't even have to put much thought into it. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you.
and
Nope.
what if it does?
It's not.
Seriously. What about that? What if it does?
Well, then I can be decked out in some cowboy gear. I don't care. Not concerned.
Like Stephen A. Smith with that cowboy hat on.
Yeah. Dude, I'll come in with some cowboy boots, a cowboy hat, and a jersey. How about that?
Dude, the Cowboy fans, they hate him.
God. He loves roasting the Cowboys. He gets so much pleasure out of it. It's hysterical.
That's what he did Tuesday. He had the cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
Just laughing.
Crazy. All right. Well, hey, we're almost at our 30th episode. We're bringing you guys video now, so hopefully that makes it a little bit more interesting. I love just having a good time. Always a blast on here, cracking jokes. We got to get more into the storytelling. I love when you're talking about time in the military, checking out other countries, things like that. That's always fun. I think those rabbit holes are fun to do. It doesn't always have to be 100% sports related. We can always circle it back somehow. We can always make it sports related, right? Like, we talked about NFL going to Europe. We started talking about Oktoberfest in Germany. It's perfect. That's our podcast right there in a nutshell.
We do.
We start in sports and we end up somewhere else and we end up back at sports. That's perfect.
Kind of jumped off the rail.
There are no guardrails on our podcast. Could you imagine if we had like a producer be like, no guys, don't go down that rabbit hole.
No, stop. Oh man, they did it.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
You gotta cut this thing out.
All right, well, until next time, again, we got Vic and Dustin here. Shots from the Foul Line Podcast. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Thank everybody for listening. Hit that subscribe button.